Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to this morning's video. We're doing the European Outlook today. The European Outlook returns. I've given it a bit of a rest over the last few weeks. I've been a bit on the poorly side, but I'm feeling well enough now to bring the European Outlook back. So thanks for tuning in to today's video. And as I say, we're going to have a look at the weather for the weekend across the European continent. Now, for example, just want to mention the advertising mode. Usually be a video ad overlaying my weather videos at GazWeatherViz.com. Please play us and you'll be supporting GazWeatherViz.com by doing that. And I'm also experimenting with a new video ad. You can find the new video ad just underneath the ad box, just underneath my player here, my video player on my European page. The new video ad will be sitting just underneath the player. Do please play both the ads and see what you think. You'll be supporting GazWeatherViz by doing that. So this is today's chart for the continent of Europe. We've got this area of low pressure here sitting across northern France. On the northern side of this low pressure, we've got very cold air coming out of Scandinavia and Russia, flooding through many northern and northwestern parts of Europe. To the south of this low pressure, though, it's actually quite mild through much of the Mediterranean. Yes, it is quite a mild, if rather unsettled scene. So have a look at the upper air temperatures. We can see we really have got a north-south split across the continent today. Bitter cold air up across much of northern Europe, Ireland, Britain, in towards much of the Low Countries, many parts of central northern Germany, Denmark, Scandinavia, going on into the northeast of Europe as well. Bitterly cold up there. And then through many of these southern parts of the continent, actually it's quite mild. So much of Portugal, Spain, the bulk of France, much of Italy, and then on into the east and the southeast of Europe. The upper air temperature shown that it really is quite mild. So distinct north-south split really with this low pressure marking the dividing boundary. The dew points also showing this. Dew points below freezing for much of northern and western Europe. Bitterly cold dew points there across virtually the whole of northern, central and northwestern Europe. But through the central and southern parts of the continent, the dew points are really quite warm. So again, that's just evidence of the north-south split. Now we've got high pressure up over Scandinavia. There's very little precipitation. There is some snow across parts of central northern Norway, but the bulk of Scandinavia actually largely dry. Then we've got snow stretching out through Poland and northern parts of Germany as well, and we've got some snow showers coming across in towards the Low Countries and through Britain and Ireland, and some persistent and very heavy snow across southern parts of England, through the Channel and into the far northern reaches of France. Now much of this precipitation further south, so much of Portugal, Spain seeing heavy rain, and much of Italy as well, getting heavy rain as well, and down into the southeast Europe, much of that precipitation is falling as rain. So have a look at the temperatures. Well, the north-south split in evidence again. Temperatures below freezing for many parts of northern and northwestern Europe. Bitterly cold air really flooding out of Scandinavia and Russia, but through much of central and southern parts of Europe, actually the temperatures are remarkably mild. So we're well up into the upper teens across southern parts of France and through some southeastern parts of Europe as well. Temperatures into the teens or the upper teens in many places. So a pretty distinct north-south split. Quite unusual to see quite such a boundary, distinct boundary I should say, between the north and the south of the continent as we've got today. Now as we move out into the middle of the week, that low pressure will be moving down in towards the Mediterranean, central parts of the Mediterranean, opening the floodgates to this cold air to start to push southwards, with the mild air being forced more towards the east. So if anything, let's go towards the middle of the week, more of those central and southern parts of the continent will start to come under that cold air. Still bitterly cold across much of Scandinavia, going down through Germany towards the Low Countries. Still cold for Britain and Ireland as well, although not as cold as it will be today most likely. So for the upper air temperatures, well, very cold across Scandinavia and cold going down into these northwestern and central parts of Europe. Notice how much colder it's turned into France, and notice that the warm upper air temperatures are being pushed more towards those southern and southeastern parts of the continent. The dew points also showing that the cold dew points are extending down through Germany into France, into Spain as well. The warm dew points are being pushed away to the east and to the southeast. Much of the continent will be very, very cold by the time we get through to the middle of the week. Heavy rain down across the southeast through parts of Greece in towards the Adriatic, in towards the Balkans. Some really quite heavy rain showers there, and through parts of Italy as well. Heavy thundery showers, thunderstorms maybe through Corsica, Sardinia, going out in towards the Balearic Islands as well. This across the northern parts of Spain, particularly around the Pyrenees, will probably be falling as snow. Then a lot of dry weather through the central parts of Europe, but it will be very cold. And then more snow showers up to the northwest around Britain Island, running through the North Sea and around Denmark and the Low Countries as well. Temperatures through the middle of the week, well, it is cooling off through many of these central areas and down into France. Well, really quite cold down there. It's cold across much of the continent, really. The warmer temperatures are really pushed away towards Italy and then on in towards the southeast of Europe. That's where the yellow colours indicating those temperatures into the teens are really the bulk of the continent, around or below freezing away from the northwest. As we move through towards the end of the week, low pressure will start to take over in the northwest, moving in off the Atlantic. That will start to bring some slightly milder air in towards Britain and Ireland, and will start to push that cold air more towards the east. So as the week progresses, the cold air is moving from the northwest towards the southeast. You can see this on the upper air temperatures. Now we're starting to bring some less cold air. I wouldn't say it's mild, but less cold air in towards Britain, Ireland, much of France as well. Still very cold for these central areas, and notice how much colder it's turned down towards the southeast, well, even towards the Balkans. Those temperatures will be struggling to get above freezing by the end of the week, and I think we'll be getting some sleet and snow coming along as well. Dew points showing that many parts of Europe are still very, very cold to the end of the week and into the weekend, whereas in the northwest it is starting to turn just a little bit milder, and you have to go right over towards Black Sea to find the mild air, but we've currently got across much of southern Europe and southeast Europe today. So it's coming into Britain and Ireland. It's most likely rain, and it's most likely rain going down into France as well. Then a lot of dry weather through many parts of the continent at the end of the week. Some snow flows around Germany and Poland, but really a lot of dry weather at the end of the week, but very cold. And then we come down into the southeast, still some heavy rain and thunderstorms for Italy and Greece. And once we get up towards the Balkans, this precipitation here is most likely falling as snow, and then that snow stretches up towards the east of Europe and then back in towards Russia as well. So the temperatures will be picking up a little bit for Britain and Ireland and into France as well, just lifting up slightly, but it's still quite cold, but not as cold. But really for much of central, eastern, and including southeast of Europe as well, those temperatures are still very, very cold at the end of the week, around or below freezing for many places. So it is a cold week coming up for Europe. It's currently quite mild in the south and the southeast of Europe, but it'll get colder, I think, as the week progresses, with the cold air that we've got in the north, the northwest, digging relentlessly south through the continent as we move through the week. Eventually, though, it will start to turn a little bit less cold in the northwest around Britain, Ireland and France. But it's a really cold week coming up really for much of the continent. Very much stuck in winter mode, even though we're well into March now. No sign of spring for the bulk of the continent this week. Very, very cold. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.